Hello everyone and welcome back to the Albedominus Lux server. I am Karakangar and it's been a little while since I've been recording videos, but in that time I did a ton of support work for today's video. But before we get into that, I have one thing I want to talk about. Here we are at the Drowned Farm again, and we built this in the last episode, all the underground stuff, but I wanted to build this here because I wanted it to be part of my temple city and not just some ugly thing floating up in the sky out in the middle of nowhere. So, now we have to make this actually fit in as being part of the city. So we've got this big top area to work with here. And this is a 47 by 47 square, if I remember right. And I've got a couple ideas for what we can do with this, but I kind of want your guys' feedback and tell me what you guys think. Maybe you have some ideas I haven't thought of. So, my main ideas are kind of variation on the theme of taking and cutting this out to be more circular and make it a crater or pit and kind of build these walls up to around in this level here so that it's kind of more uniform around the whole area. And then we could either do the simple way and make this into like an impact crater from a meteorite, or we could keep going and fill it up with those glass fog layers I wanted to do in the first episode, get some swirly colors in here, and really have some fun and go to town on that. And then I'm thinking about with this fog layer, making this into a summoning pit, or maybe like a sacrificial pit where they can summon or send sacrifices to their gods. What is that down there? Oh, there's a drown sticking up out of from underneath. Oh, that's hilarious. His head is sticking up through the... Oh, there's another one popping up over there. But his head's sticking up through the slabs. Oh, it's great. I haven't seen that before. Anyways, so fill this whole area up with a fog layer and turn it into like a summoning pit or a sacrificial pit, maybe like a gateway into the underworld. And then we can either make some like big arches coming up out of the fog and going back down and turn this whole area into like a temple over the top of it with like glass underneath, so you're just walking out over top of the fog layer pit here on catwalks made out of slabs. Or we could take and leave it all open and add a bunch of like support buildings around the outside. And every time I think of this, I keep envisioning, if you've played it, the early Warcraft games, Warcraft 1 and 2, the orc buildings had like these huge tusks that would stick up out of the ground and arch over top of the buildings, and I keep envisioning that here also. So there's a couple of potential possibilities. But if you have some ideas for what we could do with this huge space, I would love to hear about them. And even if you don't have any ideas of your own and you just want to vote for one of the ones I did, that was great too. Leave your comments down in the comment section and we'll build whatever is popular. Now, let's get on to today's episode. So, for a very long time, I've had this plan of something that I wanted to try building. And this is going to be a huge project. It's been a long time in the making because, well, I didn't have both the resources in the world and the place to build it before. But now I am making that place. So what we're going to be building today, not very surprising, but it's a new temple. Yeah, of course, another temple in the Temple City. That, well, is pretty to be expected, I guess. But this one, well, that didn't work. This one is going to house something special. We're not sticking any farms or anything in this one. This one is going to have an arena in it. Yeah, you probably just tuned out there when I said arena, but this isn't just an arena. This isn't people fighting other people. This isn't people fighting mobs. I want mobs to fight mobs for player amusement. And we can make this happen. It's going to require a huge amount of space and a ton of redstone circuits working together. I actually have been working on the diagramming out for the redstone and what needs to be done in what order and so on for like the last week off and on, trying to get it all set and working. And it's got something like 30 different steps for just how to make this farm or this arena work. But it's going to be amazing. So I've got a basic framework here for the shape and size of the building. Just one of the hardest steps on getting started is just getting something that fits the scale right. And I put it right here on the other side of this project that I started a long time ago and I've done a bunch of work on off and on, but I haven't really been able to do too much with it yet because, well, every time I try recording on it, it glitches and loses the recordings. So back when I was having all those recording problems originally, and it was deleting all of my work, well, this is most of what I lost. So this is a bulwark, and we'll talk more about this later and finish it up in the same time that we're working on this area. But I really want to get to work on this. I'm so excited to be finally doing this project. So let's see if my camera will work. We'll get a third-person view, and if not, I'll be back with a progress update in just a few minutes. Well, we've got the first 2 tiers of the temple done, and it's definitely looking massive and imposing at a distance. It doesn't look so good close up, but I mean, we've done no detailing whatsoever, and it's just big and flat and ugly. So of course it doesn't look good close up. Yeah, it has potential. I think we'll keep working on it and see how it goes. The first tier right here goes up 3 blocks and then has a stair, and then it steps in by a block and repeats that, so it's another 3 blocks and a stair. And then here it steps in a couple of blocks and goes up 5 plus a stair. And I'm not sure if I like this step up here with just 1 step up there. Let's get a little ways away and we can show this a little bit better. I'm not sure if I like just the 1 step in right here and then the couple of steps in right here. We'll see what it looks like when it's all done. I might tear out this middle one and move it in by a block. Shouldn't cause any problems if I do. But I also kind of like it being in a different shape or a different pattern than all of the other ones, which have evenly repeated tiers. So it goes up 2 blocks, in 2 blocks, up 2 blocks, in 2 blocks, yeah, so on. We'll see. We'll keep going and see how it turns out when we're done. Alright. I'm going to get back to it. It's been pretty quick to put together so far, but it's just been pretty much bulk block placement, so very simple and easy. We're over here at the top of the Harvest Temple, and I thought this would be a nice vantage point to get a good view of how the temple's shaping up. So you can see the Temple of the Warrior here in the distance, and yeah, I think it's got a really good shape to it, actually. It's definitely different from any of my other temples. It's huge, but I don't think it's too huge, which working on scaling was something that I definitely spent a lot of time on in the last week. It's very difficult to get these temples to the right scale. We've got a ton of work left to do on this place, of course. This is just a shell. We've definitely got to get some surface detailing in here and texture the walls like I did on the other temples, and get some depth to these walls, and that'll really help make this shape come alive and look a little bit less blocky. Right now it's definitely very blocky and flat and plain, but that's okay because this is just the start. In the next episode, I think we're going to tackle the terraces and landscaping around here and get the basics of that in, and that way that'll really help it look more like part of the landscape and not just entirely floating above the ground like it is. Alright, so we're going to end here with just being a shorter video. And I think in the future I'm going to try working on making more videos that are a little bit shorter and hopefully we'll be able to get out videos more consistently while I continue learning and becoming a better YouTuber. But in the meantime, we have a drown farm. So don't forget to leave your comments on what to do in the drown farm down in the comments section. Oh, I forgot. And we'll get to work on this in the near future and finish this place off, make it look amazing. Alright, if you like this video so far, leave a like, tell me what you want to do with this, and we'll see you next time. Until then, have fun gaming.